All right, welcome back, Yerkit Racing family. This is our 1 year celebration video. I'm super excited that I got to spend the year with y'all. I'm really looking forward to a lot more in the future. I hope you the best for your holiday season. I can't thank you guys enough for all the time and views, comments, likes, everything on these videos. Guys, it really means a lot to me, and I hope you enjoy this one I put together for you today. Give us a thumbs up down below if you do, guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Looking at it and noticing that the small block Chevy headers on this LT1, they kind of fit, they're down a little further on the pad like that. So really part of the hole was blocked off. What I need to do is try to get those raised up. So I'm gonna have to elongate the holes a little bit for the bolts and probably put a tack on the top side of the hole so it won't fall down. I probably only have to do the front one and the back one, and then this way it'll hold the header up in place, so when we clamp it down it'll all be at the top of the pads up here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, press it down, and then when you let it go, it snaps open. So trying to get a measurement down here inside the bowl area across the top of that valve guide, and we're just going to open it, snap into place, tighten that down. And see, as you can tell, we can't pull it back up through. And that's because as we're going down in there, you want that throat, which is right here just underneath the valve seat. We want that to be a little bit tighter, or a smaller area than the bowl itself, so we want to roll up into it. 1.813. And if we do our math on that, we get 93.5% down there. So the bowls, like I said, you got the throat is 90.5 and then 93.5 down on top of the valve guide. That's a lot of material to be blocking the port. So this should definitely help us out quite a bit.
Today we're going to help finish the project that we started working on. It's for my cousin Harper, and we love her so much. I love you, Harper. I love you, Harper.
We love you, Harper. We hope you like it. Got us a dragon for Christmas. We ended up making one test on it last night, and it actually seemed to get pretty good traction. 7,900 pounds. All right, so that'll give us a starting point there. All right, Pumpkin, how was your day? Good. Yeah? What'd you do? You painted me a tree?
Yeah, with my hands.
Wow. Just weighed it, came in at 7,440 pounds. Alright guys, I really hope you're enjoying the video. Just want to take a second to invite you over to Yerkit Racing Spread Shop, where you can find all sorts of merchandise from t-shirts, hats, and hoodies for men, women. We even have stuff for the children. And then we have accessories ranging from coffee mugs to bags, pillows, even stuffed animals for the kids. You name it, it's probably in there. So go over, find you something you like, and then take a picture of it in action and send it over to us at yerkit_offroad@yahoo.com. I think it'd be a really cool thing if we could include some of these pictures at the end of our videos and share it with the rest of the community. So I just want to say, guys, please remember that every order you place on this site is greatly appreciated, and it really goes a long ways to making sure that we're able to continue to bring you the content just like this. What's up, guys? We're back in the shop again today. Got my dad with me. We're taking a look at the bike. We got a, it seems like it got a dead hole on it. Not really sure what's up with it yet, but we're gonna get into it, and we'll bring you guys along. Oh, God, right, let's try that one more time.
Seems like you got fire left, huh?
And look what I had here. We could have done it without shocking me. Pause 10 seconds for station identification.
Yeah, as you can see by the videos here, it's been pretty cold up here. We're having some snow and ice, and anyway, the kids are really enjoying it. After they played around for a little bit, they wanted me to take them for a ride on the tractor, so we made a couple of trips around the yard and took them out on the road for just a second. Also, like to give a huge thanks to my wonderful wife for this awesome sign for the garage she got me. It's going to make a great addition to the space once we get the sheetrock hung and everything cleaned up. So thanks again, babe. I really appreciate it.
Oh, man, that sounds a lot better than it did. Man, that ain't what we were looking for. We got the Weld RTSs back there. I just want to give you guys kind of a run through of it. Got a quick disconnect on the steering wheel. Crane ignition box on it. The wideband. Made the carbon fiber plate there. And moved the window switches and locked the doors. Down to that center console. I made a little panel for that. B&M shifter in it. Got some door panels made too. Some aluminum door panels for it. Put a lot of hours in this car. It's kind of hard to even remember everything that was done to it. I mean, we lightened up the radiator support and all that pretty good. Drill press to the hinges. Got a cool little plate back there that I fabbed up. Switched it all to manual brakes, put the line lock on there, and mounted the... Me and my cousin, we made that panel for the AC box delete. And kept the heat on the inside. So I cut the box in half and made some little pieces of aluminum to block off certain ports so it would still blow like it needed to. After we cut it out, we bead rolled and everything. BMRK member. I don't know if this thing sits here and looks at me much longer. I'm gonna get an RSM kit to put on the front of this thing. The Rock Solid Motorsports tubular front end. I mean, you see how light that is, man? It's crazy. They're gonna get ready to put the doors in. Pretty excited. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of it, but I don't want to be in there way too bad. Pretty good addition. Now I just gotta get the sheetrock done and some more electrical inside. Kind of get some things squared away that way, and the shop will be good to go. We can get back in there and work on this some more. Saved the pieces because I figured one day I'd probably move it, and then I'd want to add it back so I could make the spacing on the shelves wider. Alright guys, so we got the leak test done. We're getting ready now to bring over some metal, try to get a little bit of practice in. We're going to see how it goes. It'll be the first time in a while I've TIG welded, so. In the box, we've got an RSM all chromoly tubular front end kit for the Camaro. Only one thing left to do, and that's cut this front end off, so let's get started on it. gonna finish cutting everything off. Alright guys, so here's the idea that I came up with. I found these on Amazon. I'm going to cut this off here, and so this side will go. This whole loop into here will stay, but I'll take the spacers out and then they'll slide back to this, and that'll give us our inch back that we needed for the bumper to go in. We don't have the gap here anymore. Alright guys, so we got our finished weld done to this thing. Alright guys, the second and final coat. We're going to run a 4-pack of these LED light bars in there. They're about the same dimensions as the stock light, but a whole lot lighter and a whole lot brighter. That's got our offset just like our factory headlight had.
This one's lighter. Way lighter.
Way lighter, right? Okay. Alright, so yeah, we got Reagan's stamp of approval. Is definitely way lighter. Shut this hood down, give you a shot with those closed. Alright, then high beams. The hood's sitting up a little high too. I'll mark the lines out here. We'll open the area up. Got the scribe lines on that side and on that side. Alright, so we got both gaskets done now. The only thing we really had to do to get these gaskets to work for the LT1 was just cut the hole here and here on both sides to match these holes up here. Everything else lined up like it was supposed to begin with. So we want to check it across diagonally. It's just barely wanting to go under right there. Alright, so over there. That's pretty flat, guys. Now we just got to get the finish right on it. Gasket calls for a 55 minimum. So we're going to be replacing the stock spring with this one. That's all of those with the file. New spring in, check valve cleaned up, drill 16th inch holes into the idler gear. One in the center, skip 2 teeth, one up towards the top, skip 2 more teeth, one towards the bottom. Since we're tight, we need to actually make these a little bit shorter. 2 thousandths. Okay, so we're pretty much in spec now, right? Got all the swirl marks and the old marks from the gear out. We got the heads back over there from RFD. Maybe hard to see, but there is a little bit of a ridge right there. I'm going to show you how we do this to get this ridge out. The face of this valve, or the top of it down right here. I'm going to grind it smooth and flat, kind of undersized a little bit, so that we can actually get our tool in there. Face of that ground down. Grounding that little edge off will allow us to get in there and get the last little bit of that line out. Everything polished out in the chambers. That's all 8 holes to 400 grit. Alright guys, hopefully y'all can see it. This is number 6. And right up here at the top there's a scratch in it. I'll probably go now, since I found this, I'm probably going to pull the mains and go ahead and make sure that all those look like they're good too, because there's a lot of wear on these bearings. So what we're going to do is just, like I said, little mods. We're going to come in right here, and on the back side we're going to open these and kind of just taper everything into the hole. Nothing major, just a little mod to help it drain back faster. On the front side over here, you got your holes that go down into the timing cover. We're going to round those off. Tapping these holes here for some 1/4 tube extensions. That way your oil isn't draining back down onto the camshaft. So I just took and made a quick little diagram to keep track of the positions for all the cam bearing holes. It's a Napa service tool 2250.
expand it. We just want the drag. One bearing out. I'm gonna pull the longest one out of here and put it in here, kind of swap those two valves and see if I can get a little more even install height right there before we start shimming anything. Alright, so I double checked everything, moved a couple of valves around. Everything, I was able to get them a little bit closer by doing that. Spin them around. Give you one more shot from this direction. Got them all soaking down in the gas there. There we go, we got the clip out. Get the cap out, go back in the hole again. And get the valve out, came on out, so that was good. But you can get the pick down in there in that little oil hole. Pry the cap off the end. Got the little flat piece in there on these instead of a ball. A lot of them have a ball in it. Then you got this little tiny spring deal here, and then the cap itself. Had to go through and rebuild them, but I mean they all turned out good. Oh! That was a fight, wasn't it?
I ain't got the shit to redo
it. Thankfully we had Reagan along with us for the ride so she could actually pick that block up and put it in the car. I was kind of struggling with it, so she was able to use her strong muscles and get it on up in there. Loaded up. Alright guys, so we got everything ready back here on the block to get it painted. We got the primer done. We'll go with the Chevy orange. Next up, I'm just going to drill those. God, no. So we got it all painted up. To give you one more shot up underneath here, kind of let you see one final time. Okay, so we got everything, all the caps back on. We got plastic gauge under them. We got to go ahead and torque them down now. Now we're going to take gauge here, match it up with these here. Number one is between 1.5 and 2 thousandths. So I reckon we just call it, it's about the middle point between them, so 1 3/4. Alright guys, so this is what we came up with here. Polish it out with this 2 thousandths. We ended up with 2, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, and 3 back here on the back. We pull that hole there back and kind of lay it back into that so it just gets a little bit, you know, smoother transition. Top ring, second ring, and then your third ring combos. Got all of the piston rings filed to fit where we want them. I got 30 thousandths on the top, 32 on the second, and then made sure all the oil rings had 15. First mate Corey here, Captain Brandon up there, and then other Brandon up there. Get the people some.
We going out. Where we going? A shark too. Heck yeah. Remember, if you just grab the tail, they'll kill you. Remember, if you just grab the tail, they'll kill you.
Here we go, boy.
Yeah, we definitely need a bigger net.
Woo, big old rig, boy.
Was it 38?
So that is the damage, guys.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. Kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you.
Alright, guys, so it looks like we have about 2.6 thousandths in there, maybe 2.7 thousandths on this one. So
Lose your teeth in his mouth?
Whoa. God. Oh my God. Your teeth. Oh yeah.
Alright, guys, so I finished degreeing the cam in. The center line right now is at 107. The cam card calls for 106. Not too worried about the 1 degree. I think our adjustments on our timing set will only allow for 2 degrees adjustment. So anyway, we got it together. The next step, we got to find a spot for it in the garage here, and then we're going to throw the intake and timing cover in it and see if we can clean it up. So anyway, already took a bit more work than what I was hoping for, but we got it, and we're gonna keep after it. All the rest of them are stock other than the number 1. The first hole is the one we had to replace the piston on. I think the valve reliefs on that piston are a little bit larger than the other ones, so I just wanted to double check it. And what we came up with. This build is taking forever. Can we finish it today? Stay tuned, let's find out. It's safe to say that joker's hot there. Alright guys, so I just took and put a little weld on the top and down here on the bottom side.
Alright guys, so we got the extra piece cut back off of our bracket. We got everything cleaned up. We just used the Dremel tool with a little cut off wheel. It made quick work of it.
That's why we use heat, guys. That thing was completely seized inside of there. And I mean, the heat just spun it out like butter. We're using the impact screwdriver on it and everything. And I mean, it wouldn't break it loose trying to strip it out. A little bit of heat and we're right there with it. So.
Really happy with the way it all came out. And as you can see, we got a 2.1 degree slope going down towards this back corner. Pretty happy with the way it turned out so far. It's all removable in case we needed to service it and clean it out. I'm going to build the tank for the coolant. We got our pan mounted to the saw, and if you look up underneath, we have our tank right there. Wait for our fluid to come. All the way down to the bottom. Stop. Okay, that's probably good then. Is it on?
Yes, the back down my chair.
Okay.
Okay, do it again.
One more time. Good.
Stop.
All right, good job. So now we've got all of them adjusted to where there's no up and down movement in the push rod. So now what we're going to do, we're going to rotate the engine 90 degrees, or roughly 90 anyway. Doesn't have to be perfect. So now we are there about 90 degrees. Tight, tight, loose. Alright, so now what we're going to do, the ones that are loose, we're going to run right back through. Tighten those down the same way we just did before. And now everything is tight again the second time. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees again. Alright guys, that looks like a success there. We got oil to all of our rockers up here. I think the gauge over here got up to about 45 psi. Show you the beads there. Like I say, want to run it up the intake gasket about a ½ inch or so on each side. The back one. Is this Central Machinery parts washer worth your money? Let's find out. Mix this at a 10-to-1 ratio is what it says. So we're going to dump this in first. Alright, time to get this thing to run. This is 1 2x4, ripped down just like the dude said. Alright guys, we got all of our angles cut and this is what we're looking at now. Got our tree made us a couple of little stars on the bandsaw to go on top. Thanks to my dad and my sister for giving me a hand with the second and third one. Went ahead and knocked out a couple of more. So we were lucky enough to get all 8 of them to work out along with the indexing washers. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see it. I don't know if it's focusing good or not. Hopefully it is. But that's all we're trying to do is cut the ground strap back to the edge of the electrode. Alright guys, I appreciate you following along with the video. Please, if you enjoyed it, comment down below, give us a like. All that stuff helps the algorithm. Sub to the channel for future updates on the projects and to see where we're going with everything. And anyway, we'll see you next time guys. God bless.